Hey guys, welcome to a real quick, I don't know, quick
Top to
fire.
the warranty, kid. Nah.
Just swear to God, you all interrupt me. This is supposed to be a very serious. This is gonna be probably something we'll do infrequently, but mainly because I don't wanna. Because I usually do the Yiga news, part of the DxD takes a break from editing. I said I'm gonna be in the middle of editing the second episode of Magic Bullets for the series. But then Generaid's got revealed, and I'm going to probably have to share a deck for this a couple days after the Magic Bullet video. But
Mm.
anyway, we're gonna be talking about the cards with Gilkey today. So I guess this can be called a archetype analysis. I guess.
They shall not know my true name.
Shut the fuck up, Gilkey. Yeah, I already
I
read
am
through these
man.
cards. Gilkey hasn't, so we're gonna go through it with him. I already kind of discussed why we'll get to that actually. But something you should note is that all the Generaid cards, on top of supporting themselves, those support a very specific type. So, and when I say types, I'm talking like plants, beasts, and beast warriors, not like fire and water. Those are attributes. So anyway, Gilkey, just from looking at the cover for this article, what do you think of the archetype already?
I mean, I would assume it was based off like Norse mythology, isn't it?
That is an extremely safe bet. Most of the cards are based on Northern mythology, except it's probably going to be slightly better than Nordics. With the post link, not part pre link, like 5Ds. We're being
Fair enough.
generous. Um, okay, cool. We're just.
I miss.
Alright,
Hmm?
wait. Ethan's going to join us.
Yeah, I'm just
Ethan's going to join us for this.
Oh yes, yeah, yes, yeah.
Yeah,
There you go, and chill.
easy. Alright, cool. Ethan, bring up the article. We're recording right now.
Okay.
Welcome to the
I'm gonna have
underworld.
to probably turn out Ethan.
Have
There we
a
go.
fall.
And then turn down Gilkey a little bit. Perfect. Alright, we all look at the article. Are
I'm
we,
just reading these
are we
card
all ready
effects right now.
now? Because Ethan also was discussing with me about these cards, and we already have our thoughts. But we're now going to share it in a video format, aren't we?
No,
Shut up, Gilkey. You don't get a say.
you make a TFT video now.
No,
Yes,
no,
yes,
no,
and make sure they click John on it.
no,
He's our mascot. Just get a picture of John's face on every
no,
video and
no,
put him as the thumbnail.
no,
He's a sexy boy. Come on.
no,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
no.
Get back to Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay, we're waiting for Ethan right now.
But with John's
Oh,
face on
well,
it.
I got it up.
You got it up?
Just,
Alright, so Ethan, what is your impressions of the archetype, just in terms of the card art? Like, we're not talking about the effects, just the card art.
Talk about the card art.
Yeah, just what's your impressions?
Well, they look alright, but
Yeah, alright. The mic quality is quite shit on your end, but I'm presuming it's because you're on your phone. So
yes.
they're pretty.
I believe we already talked about our first impressions of the deck back in the episode of DxD takes a break from editing while talking about the new cards and dunking on each other. This is So yeah, we're going to now talk about the card effects. So let's start with the first card, Mardol, Generaid of Light. So it's a level 9 light plant effect monster. Now, they all have a shared effect where you can only control one of each of that card. And then they have a second effect which is the point one. So keep in mind you can only control one of a card of the same name as that card you have on the field. So its second effect is if this card is normal or special summon, you can add one plant monster or one Generaid card from your deck to the hand as set for itself. So it doubles as a generic plant searcher and Generaid searcher. So what's our thoughts on this?
To be fair, a level 9 with a search effect is shit.
Okay, he's cut out. So Gilkey, you want to go next?
So this is for Hikari, correct? Or Madol?
Yes, Mardol, the first one.
I mean, considering the fact it doesn't have a lot of attack or defense or any particular effect that really helps the deck, besides just a normal search.
Yes.
Kinda. I guess it's more like extended, but at the same time, hmm.
Alright. Alright. So, looking at this as both like someone within the archetype and the fact this is supposed to be a generic plant card, I can say it's a decent card. Like, it's a level 9 searcher though. I mean, I think its effect is far more usable in plant decks that can utilize like cards like the Aromacy Link and Rose Lover, and that's about it. I don't think this is going to be very helpful for Generaid, especially when we go later down the line. Considering the fact you're not going to be really normal summoning cards in this deck, you're more going to be special summoning them. But anyway, Ethan, are you back yet? You want to finish off your thoughts?
I was just going to say that level 9 searcher not good.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. At least it's searchable on both normal and special, which is
Mm,
makes it a
I
little bit
mean,
better. A little bit. A little bit more tolerable. But anyway, let's move on to the next card. So we're going to be looking at Fordia, Generaid of the Sword. So it's a level 9 Wind Warrior. Keep in mind, they're all going to be level 9s. Yeah, again, it has the same effect. We can only control one of it. And if you and during so a quick effect, you can tribute any number of Generaid monsters and slash or warrior monsters. So this is your generic warrior support card. Then target that many monsters on the field, destroy those monsters, and then your opponents can draw cards equal to the number of monsters they control that was destroyed by this effect. Okay, Gilkey, you want to go first on this one?
mm, I guess the way you would use it is like during their turn, if they already draw a card, you can pretty much use a draw bird if you have in your hand, and then possibly just stop to hold their draw effects and just destroy their monsters. But at the same time, you kind of tripping your monsters.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of these monsters have any effects based on being tributed, do they?
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, uh,
Cost is way too high for so little.
yeah, you
Yes.
have.
Um, I just want to cut in. This effect by itself kind of makes no sense. You're giving up your own cards to pop their cards, and then they're still going to be getting hand advantage from that. And it's not like a recarnation effect. I think this is only useful when you have a setup board with the other generate cards, which we'll get into. But yeah, please continue your thoughts.
Yeah, just you're doing yourself more harm than benefit, really.
Yeah, so Ethan?
And its stats don't help.
Yeah, 25 2000 for a level 9. I don't know. It's not looking promising so far. And the problem is, I was really hyped for this archetype. I was really hoping this would be like the archetype I would be watching out for this set. But the more I look at it, the more I just get really depressed. Like, because Processor Slayer for me was just a less consistent Crusadia deck, and now Generaid, I'm really hoping like Dragon Maid carries this box, or I consider this box an absolute fucking flunk. Yeah. I guess before we move on to the next card, do you guys also hoping that the Dragon Maid cards carry the whole fucking box set?
I mean, Process Slayers are fine.
Yeah, they're good
They're an
cyber
OTK deck.
support, but as a deck by themselves, they're just less consistent Crusaders.
Yeah.
I
I was
mean,
kind of hoping, like, you know how the basic thing they're having, like, a fire cyber deck,
yeah,
water cyber deck, and then I kind of thought this would be like, the light cyber deck, but
no,
kind of got let down.
yeah. Something I also want to point out that it didn't hit me over the head until like probably after 10 minutes of complaining. They're all called Generates because the first four letters of also of Generaid are also the first four letters in generic.
5.
I hate it so much.
Generic.
So anyway, we got the next card, if we all scroll down, is Diverx, the Generaid of Iron. So it's a level 9 Earth Machine effect monster with 1500 attack and 2500 defense. Ooh. I can really sense the hate for this card. Yeah, again, it has the same effect, we can only control one of it. so it's a quick effect is you can choose any number of Generaid monsters and slash or machine monsters to special summon in defense position the same number of Generaid monsters slash or machine monsters from your hand that have different names from each other and all the attributed monsters. Yeah, who wants to take the lead?
Can I just say, way too many restrictions. 1, 2, cost is way too high. Something that is special summoning from hand.
Yeah.
Why
feel
would you even play this?
It's legitimately just a field reswap.
A bad one.
Yeah, I can, yet again, going back to this one specific card this whole deck needs to do, that's the only time I can see this being useful, because then you really won't be restricted by that condition. But if you're just playing it like as generic support, you're probably going to be lucky to get one monster off of this.
Yep.
So yeah, Gilkey, you go next.
So this isn't a full set, right? This is only like a partial release, correct?
This is the full archetype.
Really?
Yep, this is all the cards. We still got more to go through, but yeah, this is also in the context of looking at this as machine support. What kind of deck would play this?
Nothing.
Exactly. Not even. I don't even think Cyber Dragons would play this. Not even Infinity Tracks.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
right
Like,
now, if we go just look at the first three monsters we looked at, I would only consider the first one, which is the plant one, to be good outside of Generaids as generic plant support. Because it's legitimately just a voter for plants, on top of that being a somewhat decent body. On top of that, you can also summon it and search it using the Rose Revelation card.
This is true.
So yeah, anyway, sorry. Yeah, but
yeah, like, oh, sorry.
yeah, no, you go first.
Like, I assume like this is only like a partial release of the Generaid archetype, and I thought they'll have like level 4s or level 3s with effects being tributed. But if this is just it, this is kind of
To be
harsh to use a
fair,
deck.
we might get something like you know how in the core sets we're getting like couple like cards that support the archetype. Like Witchcrafters
Yeah.
is getting Golem, which is really good just generic spellcaster support. We
Yeah,
can
yeah,
we can probably see Generaid's getting something like that along the lines in a core set, but that's at least a couple months of after this box gets released. So you know, it's the deck would be kind of be left in this weird unplayable state.
I mean, it's not unplayable with all the level 9 support we got from World Legacy, but still pretty bad.
We'll talk about the ways you can probably play this deck after we talk about the whole archetype, because I do got some thoughts to say about this. So we'll be moving down now. We're going to be looking at the Beast Warrior support, which is Narfaga, Generaid of Flames. So this one is the highest attack with 3,100 attack, but has 200 defense. Again, it has the same restriction, and if a card you control would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can destroy one Generaid or one Beast Warrior monster you control instead. Yeah, it's not exactly the beat stick of the deck. That's what the main XYZ bots monster is for. But I guess for the defense fed, it's not bad. You can probably pop itself to defend one of your more important play pieces. That's probably about it.
This is 2000. What is this? 2012 Six Sams.
Fucking oh my god! I have not seen 2012 Six Sense, but I guess the fact that you can pop itself or a less important playing piece isn't too bad.
That's true.
But then yet again, if we look at it in the context of playing this in a generic Beast Warrior deck, how the fuck are you supposed to summon it?
Unless you want to play.
Like, you probably can't even search
really
it, can
whack.
you?
No, because you have Tanky.
No, 10 key limits you to level 4s or lower.
That's true.
Yeah, Gilkey,
Oh,
thoughts?
there we go.
I think if they include like instead of like if a card you control will be targeted by effect or affected by effect, and you can change the target, it'll be a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. It seems kind of out of date that it only protects it from being destroyed. It doesn't count bouncing. It doesn't count flipping. It just or banishing. It only counts destruction, which implies it's getting sent to the graveyard.
Yeah, but it also, I mean, on the bright side, it does. I mean, it's 2019, but it does stop things like field nukes.
Mm. Yeah.
It's better than the other cards we've seen.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sure.
Alright. So you ready to move on to the next card?
Yep.
Okay
Yep.
then. We got the level 9 Worm Effect monster, Nidhigg, Generaid of Ice. Yet again, has the same restriction. And then this is our generic worm support, so keep that in mind, people. If your opponent special summons a monster, quick effect, you can tribute one Generaid or one worm monster, negate that special summon, and if you do, destroy that monster.
At least one.
It has a decent body for level 9. I wish it has slightly more attack, or maybe slightly more defense. But despite, I mean, I don't see how a worm player would be able to summon this. Like you're playing generic worm, like a worm deck. On top
You
of that,
can, but it's really tedious.
Yeah, but within the terms of Generaid, I guess is really good. Just special summon negation, especially with so many decks focusing on the special summon. This isn't too bad.
Yeah, it's at least an out.
Gilkey.
It's basically like a summon strike, is how I see it.
Yeah.
But a bit more specific.
Yeah, you just need to be able to tribute a card, and it will just go boom boom. It's also slower than a Storm Strike because it's a quick effect, while a Storm Strike is a counter trap, and the only thing you can stop a counter trap is legitimately counter. And who plays counter? Probably Gilkey, because he plays fucking Desynchro in his decks.
Shut up! Desynchro for the win!
Alright, so looking at the last main deck monster here, if we're ready to move on.
Yep.
We got Hell, Generaid of Death. It's a level 9 Dark Zombie Effect monster. So I have slightly higher hopes for this, because we all know zombies are really good, and I really want to hear your thoughts about this, Gilkey. So yet again, it has the same restriction, that you can only control one of it. And then we can hear Ethan breathing, but who cares? Quick effect. You can tribute one Generaid or one zombie monster. Then target one Generaid or a zombie monster in your graveyard with a different name. Special summon that monster in defense position. It has 29 defense, 29,000 defense, and 800 attack. Let's Gilkey go first because he plays Shinigami's an awful lot, and he's the most experienced when it comes to zombie decks.
Yeah, this is not a bad card because you can basically just shove it in your graveyard, use your Mizuki, and get out easily, and then you can use his effect to tribute. Say if you have like Gozik on the field, you can tribute that, ditch a card from your hand, and special summon another card. So definitely a lot better than the other one. I think it's the best one in my opinion so far because there's a lot of ways you can play around with this. I'm not too sure how, but there is ways to play with it, especially in Zombie's deck.
Yeah.
And
yeah, because Zombie has just so many like unrestricted special summons from grave.
Yeah.
This thing is actually really nice.
I think this could be a really good tech option in zombie world-based decks as well. Maybe even Layer of Darkness decks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Zombie world Layer of Darkness works nice actually.
So we got someone in here that shouldn't be in here because we're in the middle of recording something. Well, it's a cause. What you want to say?
Fear real estate.
Okay, never mind. We'll just move on then. But yeah, as someone who doesn't really play zombie decks, all I can see is this as a combo extender to Gozuki Mizuki combos. Like you just Gozuki the I guess because then you have to. I don't know zombie combos, but yeah.
Another one is you could use it for the Mayakashis because.
Oh yeah, it is a level 9, so it's a bit. So it's the odd level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. So anyway,
Yeah.
moving on to the card that I really like, and I kind of hate that the fact that it's a rank 9 restriction, because that means not many decks are going to be able to summon it unless you do rank up plays with it. But again, it's not a dark rank up, it's not chaos as well, so you can't really use many things. But anyway, we got fuck it, I'm just going to call it by what it's based on. Jamogda, Generaid of Eternity. So it's a rank 9 Earth Reptile XYZ effect monster with a question mark of attack and question mark of defense. Now, materials are 2 or more level 9 monsters. You can only use the third effect of this card name once per turn. Okay, this is gonna be a big one. So you can only use one, you can only control one of it. 2. This card's attack and defense are equal to the number of XYZ materials attached to this card times 1000. So that's 1000 attack per material attached. Now, this is the effect that makes me really like this card. Quick effect. You can attach one material from this card. Each player draws one card. Then each player that drew chooses one card that is in their hand or on their field, and you can attach the chosen cards to this card as XYZ material. So you're pretty much detaching one to gain one.
This is abusable.
Yes. Keep in mind, the opponent gets to choose what card they want to give away.
I know, but still, it's getting attack. Like, it's a 4K just with 2 monsters straight off the bat.
Yeah. What we hate is the fact this is a rank 9, and rank 9 is the hardest rank to kind of do because you don't really have many options to do rank 9 plays. Because the only times you're probably going to be making rank 9s is in like True King decks, or you're playing a Chaos rank up deck.
Or Cross.
Or you're playing All Cross because you hate yourself.
Don't forget about Nordics.
Nordics don't count.
Oh.
But yeah, I really like this card. I think it's a great card. The only problem is it's a rank 9. On top of that, it's an Earth. So if the Phantom Knight rank up ever gets unbanned, it won't be even able to summon this. Exactly. That's the problem. It's not a dark, it's Earth. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, why does Ethan sound like an AM radio?
Because he can, and also we're recording right now, so if you've got nothing to contribute to the discussion, you probably should go.
That sounds interesting.
Are you sure? You don't even play Yu-Gi-Oh?
Sounds interesting.
We're discussing Yu-Gi-Oh. You know what? Can you go in the article and just like look at it, and then you could probably join us if you want.
Yeah.
If not, I'm going to serve you for a bit.
But he's your admin.
Okay, he's gone. Never mind. All right, so we'll talk about what I consider to be what the whole deck is based around, and this is where most of my frustration comes from. So we got the field spell Generaid Stage. You can only use the second effect of this card name once per turn. So once per turn, if your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand, you can special summon one Generaid monster from your deck. That's your inbuilt summon condition. Because remember, these are level 9s, so you're going to have a pain to summon them out in any other way. Now,
it's not once per turn, is it?
There is once per turn.
Once per turn.
Oh, damn it. I wasn't reading that. Never mind. That's horrible then.
Yeah. Remember, it always requires your opponent to add cards to their hand. Yes, this deck has some ways to force it from, the XYZ, which you're going to have to make first in the first place, and you also got the Warrior Forger, but still, you're still relying on your opponent in the end. Then, during your opponent's turn, you can special summon a Generaid monster. If you special summon a Generaid monster, you can special summon as many Generaid tokens, I won't talk about their stats because it doesn't matter, as possible, but they're destroyed during the end phase. So those tokens, they're purely to activate effects for like Hell and Nidhigg and
anything with attribute effects, essentially.
Yeah, effectively anything that requires you to tribute grenades, that's what those tokens are for. Here's my problem with this card. One, it's a field spell, which yes is completely searchable, but we kind of going into element saber territory. And 2, it requires your opponent to do this one really specific thing in order to do your plays. And I hate decks that requires your opponent to do a certain thing in order for you to do something else. This is why I'm not a big fan of Harky's, because Harky's main link plays requires your opponent to special summon. In this case, it requires your opponent to, well, effectively be searching and drawing cards.
Which is good draws.
I don't know. I know you, Judge, but
Because it says if your opponent adds a card from the deck to the hand,
Yeah.
which probably includes searches.
yes,
But I think it would include draws as well. So
yeah, but yeah. My problem with this is the fact that it is slightly better than the hockey cards, because the hockey cards require your opponents to be, well, playing a deck based around special summoning. In this case, you're just really requiring your opponent to, be searching, but your opponent can just be like, you know what? I don't want to search, so you know what? Your field spell is dead, and your plays are dead.
Yep.
This field spell just makes me really frustrated with the deck, because that leaves you with very few options to summon out Generaids, like Reasoning, Monster Gate if you somehow manage to activate it, and I don't know, fucking a wild monster appears? It just really limits the plays of the deck, and yet again, it requires your opponent to do things. And I hate decks that require your opponents in order to do things. Like, I mean, Magic Bullets did get that Link 1, but at least that Link 1 has other uses outside of just, requiring your opponents to do things.
Yeah.
Anyway, are we done talking about how stupid the field spell is?
yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the continuous spell, because it pisses me off even more. Generaid Reward. Something that I noticed is that all the cards are all the spells and traps are based on RPGs, because you then got Generaid Quest afterwards. It's just really weird. But anyway, so you can only use the second effect of this card name once per turn. If you control a token, your opponent cannot target Generaid effect monsters for attacks. That's stupid. If Generaid effect monster would be destroyed by battle, your opponent draws one card.
Just dumb. It's plain dumb.
Yet again,
It's really dumb.
that draw card, that draw effect is only there to activate Generaid stages effect. But again, you're giving your opponent free draws. You're effectively rewarding them destroying your monsters. And if you don't have that field spell out, what's the fucking point? It's,
Don't even play reward.
and then of
All
course,
I say.
if you control a token, you can't even get the second effect off. What's the point of? It's absolutely stupid. Okay, let's talk about the voter of the deck. So we got Generaid Quest,
God.
because I presume we just all think the fucking continuous spell is useless and trash and should not be used in any form of the deck.
Yep.
Good. Nice to see we're on the same page. So you can only use this card once per turn. You can reveal one Generaid monster in your hand, and then you can add 2 Generaid spell traps with different names as a Generaid quest. Then place the revealed card on the bottom of your deck. Pretty much, you're trading in a Generaid monster for the ability to voter effectively your field spell and any other card you need that isn't quest.
It's good.
Yeah, I think this is. I mean, for a deck that's really centric about the field spell, this is just really good. I don't really mind the cost of putting the revealed card to the bottom of your deck, because you
Well,
very
for the
you
field
can special
spell,
summon
you
from the
want-
deck. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Gilkey, yeah. Look, so we all at least Quest is a well-designed card that does work with the field spell and the way of this deck. Although you're still going to be requiring the hard draw of it, because there's no way to search it, unfortunately.
Yep.
Alright, moving on to the traps, we've got Generaid Battle. So this is an normal trap card, and it's pretty much a metaverse, but then if you do it, your opponent draws one card.
It activates the field spell straight off the bat.
Yes,
That's what I like about it.
It's a metaverse, but then your opponent gets to draw a card, but then that activates the field spell as well. So I guess it's kind of good. And yeah, again, you're giving your opponent free cards, but unfortunately, this is how the deck works.
Hmm.
But presuming, because all these cards are based on your opponent drawing a card, this means you can effectively special summon a generated monster during your opponent's turn. So this deck effectively does its plays during your opponent's turns.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes it better or worse in my head.
I think it makes it worse.
Yeah, because you're doing plays during your
In
opponent's
my
turn,
opinion, though.
so they still have a chance. Just because you're doing it during
Ash.
your turns. They have to rely on their back row and hand traps to deal with it. But if you're doing it during their turns, they not only have hand traps and back row, they also have their own monsters.
And quick effects.
Yes,
Quick plays.
exactly. Gilkey, any thoughts while I get a drink?
Not in particular. I'm just looking for something that can help with this deck, basically.
We'll talk about that at the end, because I believe until the last two cards, yes. So the next one is a continuous trap. Generate territory. So when your opponent activates a card or effect in response to the activation or effect of a generate card you control, you can discard one card. That opponent's effect becomes each player draws one card.
This is nice niche protection.
It's effectively a artifact Mortat, effectively. For the
Yeah,
archetype.
it's niche, but it works.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see it if you use it during your turn and you somehow haven't activated the field spell yet. Yes, it can be good. That's about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It also helps.
wait, I need to check out the stage. Yeah, stage is still once per turn though, which is I don't know. I don't like that. But
I
yeah.
mean,
I mean,
considering the fact that it does help you stop any negation or stuff like that, it's really, really, really good.
I could see this working very well with Layer of Dark.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
moving on to the last trap is a normal trap called Generaid Bite. Tribute any number of Generaid monsters you control, then target one XP monster you control. Attach any number of Generaid monsters except for the tribute monsters from your hand, your side of the field, or graveyard to that target monster XYZ material.
It gets rid of bricks.
Enough is said.
It doesn't really deal with it. All it does is supercharge your XYZ, and that's
Yeah,
about it.
but the thing is, you don't want the monsters in hand. So it does on brick, but the thing is, it's very late game.
Yeah, I can see it as a techie, like a gimmicky one-off at most. Because one, you're relying on having XYZ on the field, which is most likely gonna be the thing. But the thing is, because it doesn't restrict you to the number of monsters you tribute. You just need to tribute. You can just tribute one Generaid monster, target one XYZ monster control, and then just attach any number of Generaid monsters from your hand, field, and graveyard.
Yep.
So you're just supercharging your XYZ at that point. So that thing, it's just a really gimmicky one-off OTK thing, to be honest. I'll probably run out one at most.
Ooh.
Okay, before we move on to how to play the deck, I just noticed, personally, that all of their names are from Norse mythology.
It's almost like the whole archetype is based on that.
It's
almost like it says right here that some cards are based on supporting different types and Nordic mythos.
I didn't read that.
Okay, we're going to quickly check if there's any other news we can quickly discuss before we talk about the deck. And there isn't. Okay, then. I'm going to open up Yu-Gi-Oh! So, just summing up what we covered so far. So, now since we've read all the card effects, what do we think the deck as a whole, like in terms of its viability? Mainly as a casual deck to begin with.
Playability, even as casual, is very minimal, if at all, none.
Yeah, I don't even I can probably see the plant support being used. That's about it, though. Maybe even hell. I don't know.
Yeah, I can definitely see Hell being used just for like I forgot his name. Was it Bardock? No. What was that zombie monster that vanishes and stuff like that? I forgot his name.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
King,
I think
the King Emperor or something.
yeah, I think it could be used in combination with that, but in combination with certain other cards, such as the Mayakashis, but yeah,
Yeah.
the other cards are kind of like really hard to use or just cost way too much.
Yeah. As an archetype, I think the deck just kind of falls on its face. I'm gonna be trying my hardest to do make it playable for the video. Yeah, again, as I should really be pointing out, all the decks I do make are usually just templates that I encourage people to, if they really like the deck, to take and then work on.
They're not meant to be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's me. I'm not hard leg Joe, mate.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait.
But yeah, anyway, I think the first thing you should immediately put in this deck is reasoning. Because let's say you're versing a new opponent and they don't know what deck you're playing, they're probably going to presume you're just playing a rank 4 deck and merely just call 4. So, it's effectively F3 level 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reasoning is just a really good take option for this deck. I don't think there's any cards that can special summon from deck or hand for high level monsters.
There's the World Legacy card.
What's the name of that card? We'll bring it up now.
I can't remember the last bit. It's World Legacy.
I know it's a quick play, so I'm just going to cut World Legacy. We got World Legacy Key. We got the World Gears. Let's see. Here you go. World Legacy Monstrosity. So let's see. You can special summon level 9 from your hand. That's actually really good. And then you can target one level 9 from your hand. Special summon from your... Yeah, okay. So Monstrosity makes this deck somewhat playable. Because
As
that...
well as all the world level 9 cards from the archetypes have search or level 9 effects.
Yeah. No. Looking at Monstrosity, that could be just like easily a. That's easily like a level 3. That's like a free. That's easily at base a free material. Generaid XYZ monster.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at anything else here though. No, I like the World Legacy like Monstrosities themselves
Level 9.
though. I don't know. Like, what? There's the one of his counterlink.
They'll
The
have-
other, yeah.
Yeah, they're not. They're pretty good. The
Yeah.
level 9s because you
Okay.
can use them.
Keep cutting out.
Sorry.
Yeah. No. Okay. So we're just all right. So monstrosity slash fuck it. We'll just call it monstrosity. Is really good. I want to quickly bring the attention to its limited XYZ pool. Because remember, this is purely a rank 9 playing deck. So it only has
This is
19 monsters it can summon, and at least let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It cannot play 5 of these cards because 4 of them are chaos numbers, and 1 of them is now banned.
Jeez.
And we can all guess what the one that is banned.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, never mind. I forgot another one. It also can't play Coach Lord. So there's 6 cards it can't play. So yeah.
Ta-da.
Let's look at the cards it can use though. So it can use Neon Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon, which means it effectively can make a 4,500 beat stick because it doesn't have cipher card material, so it can't use its effect.
Yep.
Okay, the next one would be Galaxy Eyes Cipher Blade Dragon, which you can actually use its effect. I'm not going to be reading what the effect is. Who knows what Cipher Blade does in general?
Wait.
I'm presuming Ethan does because he plays Galaxies.
I don't play that one.
Okay then. I mean, you did also
Wait,
play
let me look
Guard
up.
Dragons. I'm pretty sure they summon this in Guard Dragons.
No, they don't.
Or Blue Eyes.
Not even Blue Eyes.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, moving on to the next card. Yep, wait. What you got to say,
Wait.
Gilkey?
Galaxy Eyes Cipher Blade Dragon, right?
Yep,
Or...
Cipher Blade.
Alright, you want me to use effect, correct?
Sure if you want.
Once per turn, you can attach one material from this card, target one card on the field, destroy it. If this XYZ summon card, you can control it destroyed by battle by opponent's attacking monster or monster's effect or card effect, sorry. You can target one Galaxy Eye Cipher Dragon in your graveyard and special summon it.
Okay then, so it's not really going to be helpful in this turn of the deck.
Nope.
Okay. Moving on to the next card is Infinity Track Earthshaker. So yeah, looking at this card, it's I'll read it this time. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can attach that card to this card as material, and then of course it has effects. You can activate once per turn. You can attach any number of materials from this card, then target that many cards on the field, destroy them, and then this card, if this card is in your graveyard, you can tribute one Machine Link monster, special summon this card in defense position.
Why?
I guess this is going to be the toolbox option of the deck, just because it can pop cards, but it's probably going to be as a one-off. Because remember, you're mainly going to be wanting to summon out their own boss monster, then going into these other 9s.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, any thoughts on Infinity Track Earthshaker, Gilkey?
Wouldn't have a clue, my dude, because I do not play Infinity Tracks.
I just read its effect, Gilkey.
I know, but still, can't really say much.
Okay then. We want to move on to the one I think that's going to be probably the second most useful card in this deck. True Kings of All Calamities. I presume we all know what True Kings does?
Yep.
Yep, I'm going to just say it's probably going to be a really good stun option, and that's about it. Talking about True Kings, do you think True Kings could be viable as a tech option in the deck?
Unlikely.
Yeah, I mean, because True Kings only cover the base 4 elements, which is Earth, Wind, and Fire, and Water.
Avatar.
Sharp.
No,
Sharp about your avatars. Sharp about
Fine.
your blue Smurfs.
And then the Fire Nation attacked. Everything
then
changed.
and then everything changed. Fuck off. Sharp about your M. Night
No
Shyamalan.
Solomon Gretzky attacked.
For the stop me. This is supposed to be a CS discussion video.
You said anything about Sirius?
Anyway,
Anyhow.
I think this is just gonna be a stun option the deck needs. That's about it. It's probably gonna be a one-off as well. This deck is not really gonna be able to do extra deck plays outside of its main boss monster, unfortunately, which is quite sad. Next one is the Phantom Fortress Etta Baffinir fucking Phantom Beast card. Who left?
And we lost a man.
We
Ethan.
lost Ethan. Who we can probably go out with him for a little bit. He probably just rage quit at the words Phantom Fortress and thought of Mecha Phantom Beast being a thing.
Ladies
I
and
have
gentlemen,
never seen a Phantom Mecha Beast player. If you're in the chat, please tell us how do you play your deck, because that deck makes no sense. It needs tokens to do synchro and rank plays, but then they also tribute the tokens for that. What? I'm confused. I don't get that
Ladies
deck.
and gentlemen, we're having some technical difficulties right now. Please stand by while you listen to
Sharp
Cars
cars, be replacement Ethan, even though you know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Wait, Ethan's in the
Okay.
chat. He's in the react. He's here. Move him. Move him.
What the fuck? Okay. Palms up.
I
He
do not have
left.
the perms.
You
You
keep
do
kicking him
now.
out the fucking chat, Carls.
I'm not. What the fuck?
There we go. Alright, we got Ethan back. It's fine. It's fine.
The
We
fuck?
just all presumed you rage quit at the words of Mecha Phantom Beast.
Oh no, I disconnected for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay, then you disconnected it for the second time after we moved you. But anyway, I don't. It's probably gonna be like a Trish like effect for the Phantom Fortress because it's legitimately just banish a card from anywhere on your opponent's deck, like field or deck. Yeah, again, probably a one-off. You're not gonna be really summoning it.
Yep.
Yep.
Alright, now we got number 9 Dyson Spear, and for this I want Ethan to give us thoughts about number 9 Dyson Spear.
I don't remember what the effect is. I know what
Oh,
a
for
number.
fuck's sake, you have a
Okay.
folder full of numbers and you don't know what Dyson Spear does.
No one uses Dyson Sphere for a good reason.
Well, I kind of like Dyson Spear's effect, so I remember
about
its effect
Parent
from the anime. So anyway, I'm going to read it now. So, once per turn, no, once per battle step, during your opponent's turn, if this card with XYZ material is attacked, negate their attack. This is a quick effect. Keep in mind, this is back in the XYZ area, and I'm pretty sure no other card had a card, like monster card, that had a quick effect on it.
No.
This was
That's
pretty
true.
revolutionary. This was effectively the Venom Naga of Zexal era.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was actually expecting one of you to laugh at that joke, but okay.
I am.
Fuck you both. When this card
Fine.
is targeted for an attack where it has no XYZ material, you can target up to 2 monsters in your graveyard. Attach those materials to this card as XYZ material. During your main phase 1, you can attach 1 XYZ material from this card. This card can attack your opponent directly. Keep in mind, this is a 2,800 beat stick.
I can see some play
That can
with
attack
this.
directly
Directly.
with no attack reduction.
It's pretty good.
So maybe this will end up being the cowboy of the game deck. So let's keep going on.
I can see
So
that.
your opponent must control a monster with higher attack than this card to activate and resolve this effect, though. There you go. There's the
Well-
restriction.
Oh boy.
So they have to somehow have a more attack than a 2,800 monster, which not many decks have.
It's going to be just the cowboy of the deck. They'll
Yes,
hardly ever
a
summon
more
it, but when you do,
restrictive
it'll be very
cowboy of the deck.
powerful.
So we'll go back because Dyson Spear has a chaos number, right?
Yep.
Okay, we'll talk about that after we talk about the last option, which is probably my favorite option. Number 92, Hard Earth Dragon.
Yes. Best
Oh,
one.
I'm gonna first things first before we talk about this card. I just want to say I have a maybe bias because I love Hard Earth Dragon mainly because before the Rank Up got banned, the PK Rank Up got banned. I used to play this card because I used to in my was it my Phantom Thief deck?
Yep.
Yep, I was actually planning to make a video for this before the Rank Up got banned. My main play was to make Hard Earth, make sure it has 0 material, then use Fentonite Breaksword to destroy my Hard Earth to summon Hard Earth Dragon, and then just be a piece of shit with it. So I have a really soft spot for Hard Earth Dragon.
Then don't worry, you'll always be a piece of shit to us.
Now, the thing is, it does need 3 level 9 monsters to summon it, but, as we discussed, you do have budgeting, which does effectively let you make Hard Earth consistently. If
Fair
you
enough.
want.
Also, Hard Earth also has a chaos.
Yes, so we'll talk about that as well if you want to play Chaos Rank Ups in this deck. So anyway, this card cannot be destroyed by battle, and also your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from battles involving this card. Keep in mind, it
Mm.
does have 0 attack and 0 defense. So during your opponent's end phase, you can touch one XYZ material from this card, banish all cards your opponent currently controls that were normaled, specialed, or set this turn. So you're pretty much reverting our opponent's turn.
Mm.
So your opponent does their turn, and then you just go, all those cards you just decide to play because you wanted to make some resemblance to the board. Well, guess what? They're gone now.
Mm.
I also have a soft spot for banish nukes.
Mm.
Also, as long as it has a exchange material, it gains 1,000.
If
After
this
that effect,
card,
which is
because its last effect is if this card is destroyed, whereas XYZ material, you can special summon this card from the graveyard, and then if you do, it gains 1,000 attack for every card currently banished.
Fair enough,
So
my dude.
anyway, we're going to jump up to the rank 10s. You got anything to say about Hard Earth before we move on?
it's good, boy.
He is an extremely good boy.
So that's what
I presume you can't summon number 99 because you can't really summon a rank 9 Utopia in this deck. Even
No.
if you're playing with rank
Has no
ups.
utility.
Exactly. So number Chaos. So Chaos number 9. Chaos Dyson Spear. So at the
Chaos.
start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can attach that monster to this card as a face-up material. I believe that's not once per turn, by the way. And then once per turn, you can inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each XYZ material attached to this card. That is its base effect. So just from that effect, do we think this card is a piece of shit?
Not really. I mean, considering its stats, considering its effect,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Alright, then if it has Dyson Spear as an attached material, once per turn you can touch any number of XYZ materials from this card and then inflict 800 damage for each one.
Hey, calm down, boy. Calm down.
So effectively, it's just a burn card. Because
Big beat
that's what
stick
Zexal
with
needed,
burn.
more burn cards.
You mean rank 10 trains?
Don't you dare talk about your fucking trains.
You mean Daniel's train?
Shut up about your trains.
Not mine,
Trains
Daniel.
doesn't exist, and what train doesn't exist either?
Especially what train?
Fuck off you what trains. And anyway, moving on to the next rank up option we can have is Chaos number 92 Hard Earth Chaos Dragon. So again, it has the same effect as Hard Earth, and then when this monster you control inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you gain 1,000. You gain life points equal to the damage they took. Keep in mind, this has a base attack of 1,000 now. That's right, you ranked it up just so it has a base effect of 1,000. A base attack of 1,000.
Yep.
And also the gain life points. Yeah, because that's what this deck needed. So if it has Hard Earth Dragon as its XYZ material, because all Chaos numbers have that, once per turn you can attach one XYZ material from this card. Negate the effects of all face-up monster cards your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. This activation or effect cannot be negated.
The original's better.
Yeah, you might as well not rank up into it unless you just want the meme. That's about it. That's all you'll be doing if you rank up into it. I'm quickly just gonna check if there's You can't really play the spiders, can you? Oh, I guess you can play Pain Gainer and its 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
But can you summon the rank 10 though? That's the problem. I'm just wondering if you can do that. No, you
You
can't.
can.
Because you need to
Oh,
go
can't you?
straight into Pain Gainer. You can't go into Ravenous Tarantula.
Oh.
Because Ravenous Tarantula doesn't have the thing. Pain Gainer does, because it lets you choose from a rank 8, 9, or... it has to be dark though.
There we go.
And if we look at the current extra deck of rank 9s, The only two targets for that dark XYZ monster is All Calamities and Hard Earth Dragon.
I mean, once you're done with hard calamities, you probably could do it.
Yeah, but still. And then, of course,
It's not
if you're
ideal.
playing spiders, that leaves the rank 12 of that leaves you with 7 deadly sins, and I have never seen someone use 7 deadly sins for anything. So, do you know what it does?
Yeah. Not 100%. No.
Okay, pretty much you can summon it from using a rank 10 or rank 11 dark XYZ monster you control as XYZ material. It gains those materials. My throat is dry, just give me a bit to drink. If this card is summoned this way, the following effect cannot be activated this turn.
Shit.
Could someone please stop watching their video while we're trying to record this serious discussion video?
Sorry, I was trying to get the soundboard.
Are you
My bad.
still here, Carls? Oh, for God's sake.
Sorry, I didn't know my phone was on full volume.
You-
I was trying to get the
No,
soundboard.
Carls, we're going to give you a test at the end of this video to see if you're paying attention.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Son of a bitch.
Anyway,
I have a good question for that one.
don't you dare remind me of what does a 50-year-old boy looks like.
Jesus.
Oh no, not again.
No. We have to get this video done because it's been going for
Okay.
how long? We've been here for nearly an hour discussing about an archetype and possible tech options.
I have a good question.
Okay,
Does
what's your
anyone
question?
remember? Does anyone remember the attack points of 69? C69 specifically?
I don't remember.
4,000. That's some big dick energy.
Can you get no, don't you no. We need a
Family
man now
friendly
without becoming
channel.
into a meme first. We're not doing it now.
We're a family channel.
We're not. No,
Buddha.
I mean, that all ended when John started saying the N word. So once per turn, you can attach 2 XYZ materials from this card.
Right.
Banish as many special summon monsters your opponent controls, and then you can attach one of those cards that was banished to this card XYZ material. There's still more to this card because it's a rank 12 bots monster, and you bet there's still more going on it. If this face-up card on the field would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can attach 1 XYZ material from this card instead.
Why?
Oh.
I mean, I don't know why you would summon this when the base rank 9 is a much better tech option.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Since I'm not that experienced in terms of rank ups, what rank ups would you play up in a deck like this? You know, out of the remaining good rank ups.
Astral Force and that's it.
That isn't Raid Raptors on top of that.
Yeah, Astral Force.
Yeah.
Gone,
Skip the
GG.
10. Just go to 11.
Just skip to just fuck that. I mean, the amount of Raid Raptor rank ups is just horrible, disgusting.
But they're more focused on rank ups than anything, so...
Yeah, but they don't need this many rank ups. They got Soul Shave, they got Raid Force. Let's see what else they got. Let's see, they have
Doom Force.
Skip Force. Let's see, they have Raptor Force, and they have Cypher Ascension, and they have Doom Double Force. Oh, they got Revolution Force. You know, they fucking don't need this many fucking rank ups. So yeah, so you're saying the best one is Astral Force?
Yeah, just skip 10, go to 11. 11's a better.
Yeah, but this is a rank 9 deck, and then you're only going to be ranking up into Pain Gainer, which you... Yeah, but you can't summon Chaos without Astral.
No, but still.
On top of that, you're limited to the highest rank, which isn't really going to be a problem. Because mainly, I want this deck mainly focused on just doing, Chaos plays. I guess the best one would be Numeon Force, mainly because then it negates all face-up monster field effects, except for the one that got ranked up.
Oh, that's true. I mean, the original Baron's Force is pretty good.
Oh my god, I remember playing Barion's Force. Or did I play Limited
But
Barian
then
Force? I can't remember. Oh no, I played Limited, yeah.
what I'd do is I'd side deck Baron's Force for XYZ decks.
Okay, but how many rank ups would you want to play in this deck? Because you only got 2 targets for this rank up.
1 or 2. So
Yeah,
can do.
alright. We'll play 2 Barians on the side and then 2 more new Murons in the main.
Yep.
Okay, alright, so there you go. Is there any other tech options we can consider from this deck outside of the Chaos plays? Like, because we already talked about reasoning, we already talked about the burgeoning deck, we already talked about rank ups and chaos and other extra deck options. Yeah, I mean,
I don't think
outside
there's any.
of the obvious ones of terraforming and metaverse, I really think the only other ones you could be looking at are the really gimmicky cards that make your opponent draw cards.
Yeah.
Like we'll be talking about like your Dark World dealings, your hand destructions, your card destructions, recarnations if you hate yourself.
Which I do, but anyway.
And I guess if you really want Drawn Lockbird to stop your opponent from drawing cards,
Yeah, make them draw by your effect. Stop them. That's fun.
yeah, again, can this deck afford to play hand traps? I don't think so.
I mean, there's enough space left over with all the cards.
Yeah, but let's say you at least want to play at least one of each, like, Generaid card. But yeah, again, what cards would be considered, like, at what ratios?
Oh, that's to mess around with. I don't have time for that right
Alright.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah, you go first, Gilkey.
I gotta book it soon, so like.
Okay, you can drop out now if
Weak.
you want. Sharp Carl's getting quizzed on this.
All right, quiz time, cause
No,
is
no,
1 plus
no,
1.
because I want to take a quick step at the ratios. Because my guess, my ratios are 3 of the plant, 2 of the warrior, 1 of the machine, 2 of the beast warrior just because it's a beat stick, and then 3 Nehigs and 3 of the zombies.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, mainly you want to play 2 warriors, mainly because it has the draw effect. That's about it. Anyway, alright, so. Oh no, Carlos
Quiz
is
time.
definitely muting himself, so
He
he can't get
definitely.
quizzed.
Oh, he's running away.
Damn. Oh, I guess we have to do it off screen now. So,
All right.
Oh,
before Gilkey has to go to bed and we end this recording, what are our final thoughts on Generaids?
shit.
Overall, yeah.
Yeah, I'm disappointed with Generaids. I was really hoping for Generaids to be the archetype I really would be like grow attached to. Like I grew attached to Witchcrafters from last set, and then the set before that it was fuck all because fuck prank kids, fuck Netherfist, fuck the fucking. Was it vampires or was that the set afterwards?
That's
Just
before that.
Oh, it was before that. What's the other one in fucking that set?
Maikashi's.
Oh yeah, fuck that deck too.
Hey.
It's not my thing. Fuck off. And
Yeah, there has to be
and
something
before
about it.
that, it was like it was Skyfame Brigade with the stupid pun, and then it was like Brandish just because the stupid like 60 card spell card fucking shenanigans, and yeah. Just I was really hoping Generaid was gonna carry this box set. It really didn't. I'm still gonna try to see, and I'm gonna hold out hope that we do get some really good future support, but that's about it. And now, because Carlos has muted himself, we're now going to quiz him. So, Carlos, we're not gonna end this recording until you pay attention.
Holy shit!
There you go. We got a laugh from Carlos. Can you sum up what did we just talk about?
Pregnancy?
That sounds about like you know you get a gold star.
Yay!
And Ethan's just probably going to sleep.
Can I get early recess now?
Yeah, sure. You can go. You
Recess.
can go to sleep now. Carlos, you're not allowed to go to recess.
I'll see you guys
Archie,
later.
you
Bye.
answered the question.
Arrivederci.
Yeah. Alright.
What was the question?
The question was, can you sum up what we were talking about?
No.
It's just... Well, Carlos, now you have detention until you can answer the question. Alright, that's the end of this
Goodbye,
hour of
Jojo.
discussion about Generaid. I didn't actually expect us. I was expecting this to be like 30-minute discussion.
Oh, fuck.
We won't be doing this frequently. It won't be a frequent part of the channel. I feel like only it'll be worth it for proper full archetypes, and when I don't have time to just talk about it in like a episode of DxD does editing. Yeah. I'm sorry this isn't like professional levels of discussion like MST TV does, or like fucking whatever Team Semax does, or fucking far shit posting. But I try my best. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Cars, you got anything to end on before we put you in detention? Oh, for fuck! The soundbar isn't even that loud.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause
Hold
it
on.
sucks shit. Alright, bye everyone.